When you give value, people feel that they can trust you because you're giving them something without expecting something in return. At the end of the day, you need the number one most valuable commodity on this planet. Not gold, not diamonds, not platinum. You need attention. Long-term value. That's how it works. The long-term value strategy, which is composed of social media content, blog writing, podcasting, those are the three main categories. It's going to be long-term. It's going to be something that is here for generations to come. Now, these three main areas can be divided into many areas. For example, on the social media content, there's all kinds of things, right? Because there's like YouTube, long form, and then there's like reels across all these platforms and so on. We're not going to get into that. We do know this. They are long form value. Of course, in some of these platforms like podcasts or a YouTube channel, long form, they are here to stay for a long time. They also are searchable. Not the same on Instagram Reels or like Facebook Reels and Facebook posts. They're not as searchable as YouTube, which happens to be a search engine. Podcast is also a search engine. But they are long-form value, long-term value. Now, on the other side, the short-term lead capture value, these are the five main categories that you want to pay attention to because they're going to help you generate prospects right now. And here's the important thing to recognize. These two worlds, they are going to be connected. And the reason why I say that is because the more that you do the long form value, the bigger your pocket of people gets. And that pocket of people, you're going to use them to actually consume your lead capture value. These people that are watching your content over here, consuming it, getting that value, then you're going to create marketing campaigns on Meta, Facebook and Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube and Google, and so on to say, hey, I want to thank you for consuming my content. I put together something very cool for you so you can get additional value from the one that you've been getting on my long form value here. So what are some of these things that you can do? You can do mini courses, giveaways, contests and challenges, ebooks or PDFs, or quizzes. As simple as that. Yes, there's additional forms that you can put together, different things that you can do, like you can do maybe an early access to a product or a giveaway of sorts. But in general, the ones that I've done to succeed at a high level are these things right here. You put together a mini course, let's say, for example, 5 easy ways to grow an organic garden. That's going to generate some attention because you know what you have out there in the world? You have thousands of people trying to generate an organic garden. Actually, let's say millions of people. So if you give away that value, that's going to put you on a different state compared to your competitors. You're trying to help people by providing high quality products that are helping them grow organic gardens. Okay, well, you can give them value to show them how to do that exactly. When you give value, people feel that they can trust you because you're giving them something without expecting something in return. It establishes authority. Why is that important? Because most companies out there are not really trying their best to establish themselves as authorities. They just want to sell a product or a service. It creates engagement. When you give away value, people interact with it. They feel grateful. They feel like they want to like, comment, engage, interact, even share it. People don't share advertising campaigns that are trying to sell something. People do share value because in reality, most of us on planet Earth have good intentions and we like to help others. We like to impact the lives of somebody else positively. So you want to take advantage of that because when you create value, people share it, engage, interact, and it makes it even more powerful. Additionally, it's going to produce leads for you. When you give away value, mini courses, ebooks, when you do like resources that you're giving out and you're doing quizzes and you're doing all these things to give somebody value, it produces leads. You can get phone numbers and emails, and you might have heard this saying in the game of marketing, the money is in the list. So you want to make sure that you grow your list consistently. Differentiation, I mentioned that earlier. It makes you stand out. If there's a million companies trying to sell organic gardening products, tools and such, and fertilizers and whatever it is that the organic garden companies do, well, there's only a few of them, a very small percentage of them that are giving away value. And when you do that, you stand out. And the reason why most people don't do it is, to be honest, because they're lazy and because they don't believe in the long-term strategy of establishing a value-driven company. It builds relationships. In my company, Natural Slim, we have people buying things from us because they feel a commitment to our company because of how much value we've given them. When my father passed away in 2021, we had people that called us that said, listen, I've been following your father's content. I've been following Frank Suarez's content for 5 years. I never bought anything from you. I'm ready to become your client. And it's the long-term strategy to build relationships. You develop brand ambassadors by doing so. It demonstrates goodwill. You have an intention to help others. Go out there and show the world that you have that intention. Giving value opens up the door to establishment of goodwill. People start believing in you long-term. I run into people all the time that talk to me about my email list that gives value, about my podcast. There's people that join Attention Grabbing Media consistently because of the value that I give them long-term, because they really believe in their hearts that I have a real intention to provide value, to help them along their journey. And last but not least, I am a marketer. We're in the game of business, right? We need to get attention to convert into revenue. The senior strategy here is to build audiences that buy your products. You need them to buy your products. If you want to be like everybody else, you can skip this thing right here and just try to do this, or try to go straight for the sale. That is, if you want to be like everybody else. The reason why you can be different and you can build a great business and you can actually take advantage of today's modern opportunities is because you have the ability to give them value and then create marketing campaigns that say, I want to thank you for watching my content. I want to thank you for reading my blog. I want to thank you for being a YouTube subscriber. I want to thank you for listening to my podcast. Because of that, I have a special offer for you, for my listener, for my subscriber, for my fan and my follower. And this is only available to you. When you're doing this, it just hits different. And it opens up the door to real expansion. People buy your products, not because they have to, because they feel they want to be a part of your world. And that is a long-term strategy. If you do this consistently, you eventually, I guarantee you, will win.